your daily dreams. We are basically all source energy here together on the Happs format this morning. Other people are not your problem. Not at all. Thinking other people are your problem is your problem. I like that. Bruce Van Horn. Good guy. Should follow him. He's one of my favorites. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Houston. Mary, how you doing this morning? Let your little light shine, Mary. Look at that. See the light there? Good morning. Thank you so much. I like seeing you there every morning. And all the other people who get together here early in the morning. It's early, right? Many people watch this all over the world, the rebroadcast. But it's true. Other people are not your problem, right? And their opinions of you are not your problem. In fact, they're probably not your business, their opinions. I like this one. Surround yourself with tacos, not negativity. Surround yourself with tacos, not negativity. I like that one. Tacos. That's what you should surround yourself with. Go for a long walk on a beautiful path like the one that you see here. Look at that. That's a path that is very close to where I live, and I walk on it a lot. And I'll tell you a true story, which is so funny, that I was in there in the winter and I was like meditating and I was quiet and I was still and I was enjoying the moment. And I'm telling you, my feet gave out and I almost fell down the hill. That was almost the end of Michael, his peaceful moment. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you, Debbie. Every morning, good to see you. Fat guy out west. Well, not so skinny guy from Toronto says hi to the fat guy from out west. So do you believe that's true? Surround yourself with tacos, not negativity. I think there's some wisdom in there. I really do. But if you can, spend some time in nature right now. Go outside, get away from your computer for a little bit, go for a walk, get some fresh air, run down the street. You know, I was going to say, go hug somebody. You might get in trouble. You can't hug somebody anymore. Can't do any hugging. You can hug your pets. That's why pets are doing so well. Oh man, that coffee is hitting good. Really good. All right, let's switch this up a bit here. There you go. Let's put this one in here for a bit. I don't know if you guys can read that. The world is full of people who live to place judgment. May you choose to be a person who shines light in the darkest places. And that's my goal every day, is to shine light wherever I can, to be kind and to be open to new forms of relationships and connectivity across the universe, right? And forgiveness. You've got to forgive yourself. This one is tough for me. I mean, this piece is a really, really tough piece. I don't know why, but I have a tendency to hammer myself about things I did 20 years ago, and there's no benefit to that. So if you're a person that's like that, this is a bad habit. It could be you're bored, right? You're bored. You do this, think about some stuff you shouldn't have done when you were young, and then you're not so bored anymore. You're feeling alive, even if it's with pain, right? I love this one. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. I think that one is awesome. Like, just the best. Peace. Yes, peace. Yes. Yes, Homer. How are you, buddy? All right. Vangie. I think I'm saying that right finally. So if you're going through some storms in your mind and you're in a dark period of your life, Know that this too shall pass. Don't expect to be the source of light for everyone around you. Sometimes you need to get away and just be the light that you desire most in this world for yourself, or be the mother that you always wanted to yourself. Be mothering to yourself today. And then other times, this is more me, to be honest with you. I got to kick myself in the butt and get up and do something. So if you guys are thinking about doing the Happs challenge, you know, or just getting on this platform, do it today. Don't say to yourself, I should have done it 20 years ago. I don't feel like doing it today. And I'll tell you, and I've said this dozens of times, the mornings I least feel like doing it, it unfolds perfectly. It's amazing. Bob, how are you? Good to see you, Bob. That was a great show last night. We had a wonderful show. We really did. It's nice to have such a huge community of different people, and you can have different guests. And I had Ari on from work, and him and I have such a good time together. We get to play in the space, right? And this is what this is. It's like a sandbox, right? We're all in the sandbox together, playing together. But let's see here. Fat guy out west. How are you this morning? Are you feeling like you could come up for a couple minutes? I'll put it there. That might be terrifying to you. That might be welcoming. I don't know. Who knows? I've found now that I'm on every morning, it's not a big deal. It just isn't. And I think the key to success on this platform, or any platform for that, is just starting, right? So just get it going. Get that first step. Get that first broadcast. Don't worry about it being perfect. All right, there he is. Look at that. He is open. He's open to a transmission of joy. There you go. What the hell is he saying? Do you know what was nice yesterday? I heard two people say that in the morning they put it on the background. They don't even watch me. They just listen to the chaos of the broadcast.
I do that a lot also.
They'll just listen to my voice, or they'll listen to, Fraser Ramsey's voice, and our banter, or Randy W. Horton, who's all over the world right now. It was weird. I thought I forgot he was flying. Thanks for the invite, Michael, but I need to go to sleep. Well, it's essential. It really is. I'm sorry. I didn't wake you up before 30, did I? Oh my God. Oh my God. Did I wake you? I didn't wake you up. Tell
Wake me up? No.
Wake me up before you go. Yeah. Good old Wham. Oh my God. I knew something was up with those guys from the first time I saw them. I said, yeah, I don't think they're chasing women. I just have a feeling here. I don't think the Careless Whispers for that girl that he's singing to. I don't know. I just had a feeling. I don't know. That was a great song, though.
Was a great song.
That was huge. That was
what?
4, 3?
Right, 80. I was going to say mid-80s, 85, 84.
Yeah, I was a video DJ back then at this club. And I remember the hotel was called Journey's End. And I can't remember for the life of me right now. It was Casey's and something else. It was this franchise. And my God, was that a golden time. That was crazy. The economy was good. People were going out every night of the week. My ego was completely out of control back then. I thought I was God's greatest creation ever made. All you had to do was ask me. And I remember there was one girl, she came up to me, and I think I asked her out, and she goes, listen, Blodo head, I'm not going anywhere near you.
We heard that a lot in our lives, I think.
What a glorious time.
It It was a good time and a bad time at this in the same sentence. The '80s.
Yes, it was. Yeah. What do you remember about it? What were the good parts and what were the bad parts? And anybody in the chat who remembers the 80s or was even born in the 80s, um, what did you like best about the 80s? Because the 80s for me was, I would say, like you said, 82 to 85. My God, that
I
was,
mean, it was a melting pot of people, but the behavior was so outlandish.
it,
There was no bar too high. People just kept breaking through the ceiling.
yeah, it
I
was
mean,
decadence. It really was gluttony in some ways.
I
Yeah.
mean that was the for me that was the limelight. That was the and I mean literally the club, the limelight in New York City. That was the age of
Yeah.
the limelight. I, it, uh,
Yeah.
the the way the world was back then was just I don't know if it was broken or it was just trying to find itself, but it was insanity.
Yeah, and I was young and my body could take it a bit, right? The damage I was doing to it because I was not sleeping and
We
I
didn't
was
sleep.
going all day and going all night and I would function on 2, 3, 4 hours sleep. But it was weird because at that time it was the energy was high. I don't know. It like prosperity was high. People were making money, people were spending money.
Right, but that's what I was saying. Like the energy of those like 7 years was so kinetic that no matter where you were, what large city you visited, you could feel it, you could find it, and it was good and bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that there definitely was no mask. There was no COVID. There was no fear. There was no drones.
There was no fear.
Yeah, there was very few cell phones, right? Like,
And I think that actually plays a huge part into society now. For us,
oh, we're robots, man. We're
but for us, there was no instantaneous accountability like there is now.
Explain that a little deeper if you can.
So like if you watch any incident that occurs in life now,
Mm-hmm.
don't look at the actual news event. Look at the people that are standing on the fringe instead of helping the person that's hurt or seeing if there's a real problem. People automatically take out their cell phones
Oh yeah.
they're,
Oh, I see what you're
and they're
saying. Oh
recording
yeah, in high def.
in high def. So
Yeah.
it, if you go back to the '80s and think about it, we I couldn't even imagine what it would have been like if there was cameras around us at all times. People would have been like,
Well,
where
they were giant, and if they did take a picture of you, they wouldn't know it was
right.
you because it was like a fuzz ball. Are you there? You know, if we're using those cameras now, I go, I think something's moving. I think it's the guest. No, have you ever seen like? And those cameras were expensive. They were huge. You had the big VHS tape in them. My God, the quality's horrible.
Well, I try to explain to my kids about the first cell phone that it came in a small box. It was like a briefcase. I mean, I know you remember.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the first cell phones we had were in a box about that big, and you carried it like it was a lunchbox.
It's funny. I said this story yesterday, and I'll never forget. It was such a magic moment in my life, and I was, oh, it might have been 10. So it might have been 75, 77 when the first cell phones came out, the very first, and only the extremely wealthy had them. And they used to have them in your car in a box, and they had a cord.
You're right. It had the cord. I forgot about it. It had the
It,
cord that came out of the box.
it had a cord. And so I remember this guy came to pick me up. He was a lawyer, and his son was on my hockey team. And, you know, we were very middle class, if that. We didn't have the luxuries at all, none of them. But we lived well, and there was love, so I was blessed. But you could tell this family had, you know, more than enough. It was overflowing, right? And they called me to tell me they were there, and I was like, "Okay, I'll be ready in 5 minutes." And they said, "No, we're here." And I went, "How? How is that possible?" And I noticed he had a cell phone in his car. And that just literally blew my mind. I was like, no, they're there. What? And I could see that. I could see him because the phone was closed. We had a phone near the window. And I was like, that to me was the most magical thing I'd ever seen. That was like watching Chris Angel now. I was like, how can it be? How's he talking to me? This is so cool. And how? Why? What? You know, we're now all over the world seamlessly. We're together, right? Even this. Look at this. You're in New York.
No, I'm actually out in Utah now.
Utah. Okay. Well, I'm in Toronto.
we're on opposite sides.
Yeah, and you're crystal clear, and I'm crystal clear, and we're connected.
How crazy is that?
And we're vibing in the morning with all these people from all over the world. Some are from Australia. Dee Dee's here. Dee Dee, where are you from? I can't remember where Dee Dee's from, but Dee Dee's was on my broadcast last night too. But it's nice. I was talking to someone last night from Ohio. Like, you don't know, right?
The world got so big yet so small.
It does, but it now makes me want to travel more than ever because I'm seeing these places every day. And it's nice because our mind can't differentiate, especially when we're dreaming of these places, right? CT, yeah. So, do you want to touch at all about like the decadence? For me, I used to drink myself sometimes blacked out. I would just keep drinking until I blacked out.
Well, that's what I was. That's why my handle is what it is. I've been sober for 25 years now, going on 26.
Yeah. Walt. Yay, good old Walt. Hey, Walt.
It was a mess of time for me.
Yeah.
Hey, and Walt. I'm actually grateful I survived it. Good morning, Walt. Oh, no, it's afternoon.
All right. Did you get that? So what was that, the Palladian star system?
It's the dial up.
It's our overlord. Hello. Cryon. How are you, sir? How are you?
Oh, I haven't heard that in years. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning indeed. Yeah.
How's things? Happy Friday.
It is a happy Friday.
It is a happy Friday.
It is.
Walt, have you ever drank yourself into blacking out? Have you ever done anything crazy like that or passed out from a consumption as a young kid or?
Maybe in my earlier days. I mean, it's very rare. To be honest, I don't drink at all now. I mean,
yeah, good for you.
The driving laws out now. I mean, you even at 1 pint, 2 pints now, you've got to be very, very careful.
3 pints, 4. They'll throw you out the door.
But even the likes of heading up, because I'm an early bird anyway. I'd wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd be, as you know, I'd be up the hills, up the mountains, and you just can't risk the night before like now. You can't like have 4 or 5 pints. You'd be worried about the following day driving. So it doesn't bother me now, to be honest. It's very, very rare I'd actually touch a drink.
Good for you.
I see. I just seen that noted that Fat Guy is actually a fireman as well.
I just retired.
Really? Yeah, I'm ex-fireman as well. I was at fire service for 18 years, so we have something in common there, which is great.
It's a profession that I almost want to say I wish everyone could try at least once.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally agree. I left the fire service. Basically, I took redundancy over in the UK back, 16, 17 years ago. And I really missed the comradeship of all the guys, all the people who was actually there. It's just absolutely, it's just a different world. I work in a totally different profession now to what it was then. But I really missed the crack. I missed the guys there, and it was just awesome. I met some awesome people through my life in the fire service. I mean, I did 10 years in the military fire service. I came out. I went out to Saudi. I worked as a deputy in charge of a fire station in a place called Tabuk in the northern border. And then I come back into the Defence Fire Service over in the UK. I lived in a beautiful place called Cornwall, right down at the bottom of the UK. And met some absolutely awesome people, and I still keep in contact with a few now. But as life moves on, your friendships start to basically drift away quite a bit from that.
The funny thing is, the guys that I would consider my friends from the fire service, we're still really tight.
Yeah.
Even after all these years, like other friends have drifted away, but that bond that we have through all the silliness and different events in life that we shared have kept us together.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've certainly still got some friends which are in there, but I remember like Facebook pages and the fire service and people, and every day now I'm seeing such and such passed away and such passed away, and I'm thinking, my God, these are guys who I joined up with. Like, these are guys who I served along in the side of the fire service, and they're all starting to drift away, and I'm thinking, geez, am I getting to that age now?
Yeah,
well, that's true. Like, once you get past 60, right, and like I'm 58, people start to. What, are you doing a little bongo solo there, sir? Was that,
or stop you there. We're not at that yet.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm 30 in my mind. It doesn't mean it's real.
I'm 21, really.
Right? I look in the mirror and go, "Hey, who's that old guy? What?
Who is that guy? Where did I go?
Who's that guy?" Did I ever tell you that? I'm going to tell you a quick story that my grandfather did when I was really young. I was 16, and I was looking in the mirror, checking myself out, and he goes, "Get a good look, buddy." And I go, "What do you?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, it's a brief time in the sun. You enjoy that. You get a good look." And he was using the F-bomb, right? You get a good effing look, right? And I said, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you got this to look forward to." And I went, and he looked like me now. And I was like horrified. I went, "Oh, no." He goes, "That's not going to happen." And he goes, "I want to show you something. I want to show you a man that used to love the mirror." And I went, "Okay." And he showed me this picture of himself in the Second World War. My God, I saw myself. I saw the young me. And I was so freaking horrified. I spent the rest of the day going, "No, say it isn't real. Oh my God. Oh my God. Help me, Lord. It's not right." It's
But they
I
all
got
say
a very
that
similar speech.
you do end up like somebody in the family. I swore, like, 20 years ago, I'd never end up like my father. My father was into hiking. He was into bird watching. He was into fishing and all this, like this. And I said, Jesus, who wants to be a bird watcher? Who wants to be hiking and everything like this? Who wants to be into photography? My father was a professional photographer, and
yeah.
he was well into his photography. And I thought, geez, I'm never going to end up like him. What do I become? I'm well into my photography now. I love my hiking. I sit here watching the birds out the window. It's just absolutely crazy.
I'm just grateful your dad wasn't a sniper.
I know, exactly.
Right?
The thing is that my father passed away at 64. My father was 64. My brother only passed away last Christmas. He was only in his late 50s. All from heart attacks. My grandfather, my father's side, he was very, very young when he passed away. So, yeah, we're touching wood at the moment.
The Beatles song, right? "Will you still need me, please?"
I know.
When I'm 64. Right? Yeah.
I've not managed to speak to you since I did my little thing in the supermarket the other day. Believe it or not.
I thought you had lost the love and feeling. That's okay. That happens.
When I actually left there, I did a quick job in the pharmacy, as you know. And on my way out, I got accosted by the actual security guys in there. 2 security guys come up to me and said, what are you actually doing? Like, what are you videoing in here?
Tell the truth. You know what they said? "Do you know Randy Horton, and where can we find him?"
Yeah, exactly. No, they were asking more Michael.
We heard Randy's voice, and that Michael woo-woo guy is out of his mind. If you know what's right for you, step away from that situation now, sir, and please give me your device.
No, so that was a
No, it's
treat.
crazy now. They don't want you taping anything because they're worried it's going to be on the news.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah,
You know,
and
because
also,
you'll find two individuals with no mask on, right, and go, look, they're all like this. I saw something in Florida. I was horrified. The whole supermarket, for as far as you could see, not a soul had a mask on, including the management, and they were acting like it was, I don't know, 2008. Like, you know, everything was great.
oh my God,
Let's
I just
celebrate.
I seen a video broadcast from, I don't know whether you follow Grant there out in Melbourne, out in Australia.
Thank you for the award. I appreciate that. Hello, keep going.
He just he did a broadcast earlier on out in Melbourne, like he'd gone to a bit of shopping in the morning, like, and as you, I don't know whether you're aware, Melbourne's just gone into lockdown again over there, and he was showing you some of the shelves around the supermarket.
Yeah.
Bread gone, milk gone.
Yeah.
This is people are so. It reminds me of coming up to Christmas where all the shops are closed for one day for Christmas Day, and
Yeah.
the supermarkets just go crazy and clear the shelves out the day before. Why?
Can you guys guess what we're out of here? We've got everything else now. The first time it was, you're right, bread. It was milk, but guess what now is the hot item?
Toilet roll.
Nope, not toilet roll. Similar. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue. Do you know why? Because of all the puppies. Paper towel.
Paper towel.
You cannot.
Oh.
You can't give it. You know, because you got a puppy. What do they do? Pee, poo, poo,
Yeah,
pee,
yeah.
pee, poo. Repeat. Pee, poo, pee, and poo, pee, poo. Repeat. Eat. Chase. Bite. Rip the couch apart. Boom. Pee, poo. You know. So what are you doing today? Pee, poo.
I did hear on the broadcast, or your broadcast in the week, Michael, that you was you did a lot of singing in your past as well, apparently singing and dancing and
singing and drinking and
what type of singing were you actually doing?
Soul singing.
Singing. Oh, wow.
I was a soul singer. I would sing right now, but I'll wake my wife up. But yeah. No, I would. I would though. I would. Yeah, I have no shame. And that's the. I'll tell you a story that happened to me when I was 20, and it's this. I've been crazy my whole life, and I wasn't even on alcohol that day. So I had this girlfriend who was very proper. She was a singer. She was an actress. She was an inventor. She was 9 times brighter than I'll ever be. Like crazy smart. In fact, one time I said, hey, why are you going out with me? She goes, you're fun. I went, I'll take it. Okay. So the fun was enough for her. So I was fun. But she put me in the singing contest with her. And there were 500 people. And I never sang in front of a group of people in my entire life. I was 18. And I think I sang, it might have been Lean on Me by Bill Withers and something else. I can't remember what the other song was.
Not an easy song to sing.
Well, but I knew I could sing it. So I sang it and I got to the second round and I went, oh, this is fun. All right. And then I got in the top 5 and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make some money. This is great. And I came third. She would not talk to me all the way back. You were gyrating your hips and looking at the girls that were the judges and doing your shit and you have no talent. And she was mad because she thought she was going down there to win. And out of sympathy for me, so I wouldn't be bored, she paid for me to go. So I said, well, it's only fair. I'll give you half. And she goes, I want nothing from you. She dropped me off, and that was it. So I had this money. She didn't talk to me all the way back. And I think it was like 3 weeks before she called me again. But I knew from that point that I had something. So that was the first time I thought, hey, you know what? I can do something with this. So when the karaoke trail was out, and at that time I wasn't making great money. I was getting free meals and money here and there. And when karaoke first got big, when it first hit, I don't know what year, that was a long time ago. I was still a young man. And I had about 3 or 4 songs I could do really well. And that's all I needed. So, and then prior to that, I sang kind of in a band, and it was an R&B band. And that was a strange gig because I was the only white member. And
Wow.
yeah, and they used to get me to go for the Southern dates and stuff like that. And you know, I remember the one guy, he was so funny. He goes, we need a whitey for the poster so we can get the gig. And I went, okay. And he said, you've got a good enough voice that you can sing 3 or 4 songs and we'll pretend you're the headliner.
Oh, brilliant.
So I made some money doing that for a while. But
Did you ever play an instrument?
What's that?
Did you ever play an instrument?
No, not at all.
I can remember being at school and I used to play the clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, this is not for me. And I packed it all up. But obviously, if I'd have carried on, the clarinet could have moved on to the saxophone. Now, the saxophone, I adore the sound of a saxophone. And I'm thinking that could be me, but never was. I couldn't play a thing now. Same with my son. My son started, he was very good on the piano. And we got rid of the piano. He packed everything up on that. And nobody's musical in our family now.
Well, can you read Seeking 17's comment here?
Sure, I can. Michael, if I'm correct, I believe that the store was on the news. This store owner doesn't believe COVID is real and refuses to make any of his employees wear a mask. But please don't judge the rest of Florida, only on the one.
Oh, okay. I thought she had insight on why you were almost incarcerated. Okay, okay, now I know. Okay. But they are super sensitive now about cameras. Do not put your camera on.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
They were on you like white to light. Like
oh, they were. Well, you've seen it. You've seen it for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, they like as soon as it was like, what are you doing? I'm talking to Randy W. Horton.
I'm talking to friends. That's what
I'm talking to Randy W. Horton. That idiot.
But after that stage, he actually stood back and he was watching, and he was listening to. That's why I went a bit. Oh shit! What's happening here? And I moved.
And we were crazy. You're right. Because I was saying, no, I'm sorry. I was saying this is going straight to CNN, right?
No, Bernie, that wasn't actually just a store. That was a shopping mall. Yes, Bernie's just asking there. The store owner sounds like a real deal, but no, it was actually a shopping mall, which we're actually in. But you could actually see, because obviously in the shopping mall, there's cameras and everything around the ceiling, but you can actually see these. It was crazy experience, yeah. But I got asked what I was doing on the way out as well, and I said, only talking to friends from different parts of the world, and they just wanted to see what a shopping mall was like in Ireland. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they don't believe anything you say. They are. Everybody believes now you're trying to cause them harm. It's
exactly. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is.
Good night, Bernie. Good luck with the lockdown.
Bernie, take care, my friend. Good to see you.
So, explain to me why we have a lockdown again. What's going on? Are the numbers high?
So I hear there was a flight which actually come in. I think Grant mentioned the flight which came into Melbourne either last night or a few nights back or something, and one of the people on the flight, I don't know, showed up positive or something. So whether that was a start, don't get me wrong and don't quote me on that, but as far as I'm aware, it's due to somebody actually coming in to Melbourne. I could be wrong. I
just read their cases were spiking too fast.
How about where you guys are, in the States? Is it still out of control, even with all the vaccines, the Moderna?
I live in southern Utah, so we're a different breed down here.
Okay, and in what way? Explain. You just don't care, or nothing's happening? You're COVID free.
I mean, our numbers have gone up, but because of where I live, we're socially distanced naturally.
Mm-hmm.
That it was never as bad as anywhere else. So we made the news when our cases went up by 500%. That was the headline in the news in the state. Yeah. And I was like, what, 500%? We went from 1 case to 5.
Yeah.
But the way it got reported was that our cases went up by 500%.
Well, you've got a lot of people who believe that, in a very short period of time, in 8 years, there's going to be drones everywhere. We're going to have 5G, so we're not going to have the dropouts. We're going to have a majority of people who are, being watched very closely. So this does not shock me at all that you can't be using your camera where they don't want you. I don't know. I don't want to be a doom and gloom guy, but I think you also have to have your eyes open. Like, that would have never happened. Come on, 2 years ago, if you had your cell, they wouldn't have gave two. You know what? And the other thing is too, if you walked in a bank with a bloody mask on 2 years ago, they'd all hit the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree.
So how different is the world?
I know. But I mean, do you ever get the Google updates, Google Maps updates coming through to you on a monthly basis? I tell you, I got mine for the first time. I think it was sometime last year. And if you go into the updates, it tells you every city you was in. I clicked on a link for one of the days, and it told me I was in a certain place for like 12:20 in the afternoon. I then went from there to somewhere else, from there to somewhere else. It tells you how many miles you've covered for the year, how many miles you've actually walked, and you're telling me you're not being watched. We're all being watched now. I mean, technology is just absolutely gone crazy now. But I mean, we've got a lot to be thankful for in this day and age with the likes of technology. I mean, look what we're doing now.
Here's an example. We did this the other day. Alexa, what does the name Walt mean?
Yeah.
The name Walt is a form of Walter, powerful warrior.
The name Walt is a form of Walter, powerful warrior.
As I told Michael the other day, every time
warrior.
he says Alexa, my Alexa goes off as well.
I'm not kidding, my Alexa will say to my wife, "Good morning, Barbara."
That's what mine says. Well, it says, "Good morning, Steve." My wife loses her mind every morning.
It's like, but he never says hello to me.
Michael, do you know what I did? I did it only a few weeks ago as well. Do you know, like, you can send messages through to your actual Alexa as well?
Yes, but you can make a phone call too.
Exactly. But I was actually upstairs, like, and my wife weren't aware of this, and Ryan, my son, wasn't aware of it. And I was actually saying, say good morning to Ryan, or I can't remember the exact thing, but I actually punched it in like this, and it come through on the Alexa, and they was in the kitchen. What did Alexa just say something then? So I did it again, and they can understand. But how does Alexa know that this is such and such, and so confused until my son tweaked on it. But
when I first got, I'm not going to say the name, but when I first got the device, right, it would laugh. It did this creepy laugh, and then I thought, I'm going mad. And then I heard the same laugh. Someone recorded it, but they would ask a question. I don't know if it was a glitch. Now, does anybody know this about the Facebook? They had this bot, and it was communicating with people and becoming your friend, right? And it would start to know your patterns and say hello, kind of like we're doing here, but we're real. At least we seem to think we are, unless we're in a simulation. I don't know, of some sort. If we're deep in the matrix, I'm not too sure. But like some mornings when I look at Fraser, I go, for sure, he's in the matrix. For sure, he's smelling his armpits. He is in the matrix. He has found his way. He's rocking. He'll be dancing soon and eating all my breakfast. I love it. But he's been working. That's why he's not here this morning. He's been.
It's very cold up his area as well.
You can take that many ways, but okay.
I think Scotland. The night before last had their coldest night since 1955. I think it went down to -24 in places.
Can we address this one thing here? Brother Johnny's an old friend. I've known him for, my God, maybe 20 years. No, not that. 12 years, 10, 12 years. And he's saying 1.4 mortality rate, ridiculous lockdown. Now, we never talked about the amount of people who died from the flu. A lot of people died from the flu. We never brought that up. Now, I know this, especially in the States, it's crazy. But in Canada, there was one point when we'd shut everything down, and it was a bad day in New York. And that was our total, right? So all the people who had businesses were saying, look, I can't do another shutdown. I'm going to lose my business that I've had for 30 years. And I felt for them. These are people that build a business. And for them, I think a lot of them made enough money to pay their bills, to keep themselves warm and dry, and their employees, and they made enough to live somewhat of a normal life, right? They weren't big businesses making multiple millions of dollars, but it kills me that the big conglomerates are the ones that are just getting fat off this.
Oh, big time. Yeah, totally agree.
And we talked about this in the business show, right? So does anybody know that Amazon right now, what they're thinking of doing is in the areas where there is no internet, like there's no service, they're going to put
in, they're going to put internet in. They're going to provide the drugs.
Yeah, they're going to pay for it. And so what they're going to do, and I don't know if people know this, but there's a lot of areas that don't have grocery stores at all. They just have conveniences. That's all they've got because the areas are too rough. They had too much problems. So what they're going to do is put these drones up. If you spend a certain amount of money every month, they're also going to supply you with a cell phone.
My God.
And free internet.
Jeez.
So you can make do you see where it's going?
Exactly, yeah.
I want all the pie. I don't want a little bit. I don't want a crumb. And so
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Captain Rehab's comment.
Oh, go ahead. What's he saying?
I'm getting fat off. I'm getting fat off this too, but that's from too many bonbons and cheesecakes.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people have become professional eaters during COVID. Right? It's just too easy to go, and I think they're stressed, so they're stress eating. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do. It's hard to stay structured. Not everybody's got their boots going in the mud against the wind with their dog, right?
Right. I'll make you laugh. One of the first things I started doing was I'm making my own bread now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, it's awesome unless you're making three fresh loaves of bread a week and eating them.
Yeah.
Brother John, are you moving from the broadcast, or are you moving to another galactic solar system? Where are you moving to, Brother John? There you go. But no, we're seeing a lot of the same faces every day. People are talking amongst each other. It's definitely growing here on Happs. Please, people, don't hesitate. If you'd like to be a guest in the future and you have good bandwidth and you have stories of where you've almost been incarcerated for using your cell phone, we are open to having you on the broadcast. You're lucky you didn't get in trouble there. And I'm sorry, I was being a bit of it. I really was being an arse because I was going, okay, we've got the feed for CNN. You ready? Let's go. And poor Walt is like, yes, sir. Yes. I do know Randy Horton.
And the good thing is, guys, for those who don't like being in the front of the camera, like myself, I'm a broadcaster who spends most of my time behind the camera, showing nature around Ireland and everything like that. If you want somebody's program, want somebody's broadcast to come in on, then always come in on Michael's, because Michael makes you feel so relaxed, very easy, and he's such a gentleman to talk to as well, guys.
You have to be careful though, and I'm being real. This is not me being jokey. Like I've had friends from work, right? And I think they forget that we're all over the world. I think they think we're in the boardroom, and they're saying stuff, and my head's spinning.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like going, guy, you cannot say that. Whoa. So, and we'll have someone who has presence of mind going, and now let's talk about the puppies all over the world. People are buying. And the guy's going, what? Why can't we talk about this? And so I had to go, we need to leave the darkness. We're walking away from the darkness and entering into the light. We've chewed on this enough. I have not chewed on this enough. And I'm like, oh my God.
Michael, I have to shoot. I've got a call coming in. So.
Yes. Thank you for being here, folks. That's great.
Good to meet
Michael,
you.
thank you. Well, good seeing you, Michael. Thank you for having me. I got to get ready for work.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do. I don't want you guys to not have employment because you were on here too long.
I know, exactly.
All right. Listen, thank you. It was a wonderful show. Very peaceful.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate coming in again with you, and you're very, very kind.
Do me a favor, folks.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah. Please follow Walt. Please follow Fat Guy West. Let's get all connected. Fine. Do you need my help to get out? Are you stuck in the vortex?
I think I've got it.
I got it.
Take care.
All right.
I think I got it too. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's been okay. Yeah, it's not simultaneous, right? It's not an easy thing to get in and out of right now. Today, ask yourself, how would I like to be treated in this situation? Being kind is always the right choice. May you find peace knowing you tried to be fair and patient this week. And we made it to Friday. We really did. It's fantastic. Brother John, it's nice to see you almost every morning now. Dina D, thank you for being here. What? With the wind chill, it is minus 49. Oh my Lord. That's close to being deadly, right? Thank you so much, Bernie, for being here. Thank you, Seeking 17 as well. And I hope to see you tomorrow morning, everybody. May you have a great day. Continue to shine your light in the darkest places, and know that you are here to help the collective, to heal this planet, and know that you have seeds of greatness in you that are awakening each and every day with each and every breath. God bless you, and may you find peace on this journey today, on this glorious Friday. And may you connect with nature if you can this weekend. Go walk among some tall trees if you can, and find moments of peace with that. And if you can, find your inner light again. Spark that light, because we all have sparks of greatness within us. Sparks of healing, sparks of forgiveness. Please forgive yourself if you can this week, and stop the endless mind chatter that goes on within your mind. But today was about forgiveness. It was about, I guess, COVID. We talked quite a bit about COVID and the restrictions. We also talked a little bit about the 80s, and we also talked about life and balance, and keeping yourself in complete balance with this beautiful journey. Thank you to all the Happs people who are working endlessly to make this format fantastic. And I appreciate your tireless work. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Happy Friday. And have a wonderful weekend.